Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol FNMA. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to this time frame. I think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I did this analysis yesterday, so that's where these green line and then red line annotations are coming from, and want to get things updated here as the charts. It's not like it made a huge move, but that kind of all depends, and that's where the tricky part from the presentation standpoint comes into play, because there's a lot of perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a day trader and you bought right there and you wanted to sell within 10 minutes after buying, then yeah, for you the chart's looking pretty rough. But if you care about the big picture of things, then yeah, I get it. The price did indeed pull back today. But that's just 1 day. When you take a step back and look at multiple days, the bulls do still have plenty of opportunity to build a higher base, and that's the name of the game. Higher bases over time, is what you want to see from the big picture perspective, and that is the perspective I'm going to be talking about. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you just had a different strategy and perspective going into the trade. Before anything else, though, I want to quickly make one update, and this is based on a foundational principle in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they do tend to act as resistance. So for those of you that watched yesterday's video, I talked about this 263 area as an area of support, but now that the price has broken below it, this would be the shorter term area of resistance. So yeah, 270 is the overall area of resistance, no doubt about that, and we got more confirmation of that. As you can see, that's where it was rejected this morning. But before we start talking about doing any sort of battle with 270, that that initial hurdle now that needs to be cleared is again down there at that 263 mark. Now, kind of circling back to the whole big picture perspective and why the bulls are still in total control, is that's where this green line that I talked about yesterday comes into play, $2.50. Let's say that the pullback actually goes a little bit further and the chart looks something like this, where the price pulls back here, bounces around, and then heads back up. Not saying that'll happen, but let's just pretend. What would you still have from the big picture perspective? Well, you'd have a big base of lows right here. Previous base of lows would be down there. If you picture each one of those as stair steps, the stair steps would still easily be going in the upwards direction, and that's the name of the game. So sure, the price pulled back today, but the bulls do still have plenty of opportunity to build that overall stair step, and that's what you want to see from the overall perspective. So still 1 day left this week. We'll see how the bulls close it out tomorrow. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.